Hello and welcome back. Wondering that I'm doing weekly predictions too early? Don't worry. Today is 26th January 2017, and I thought of talking about the movement of Saturn that has happened from Scorpio to Sagittarius. Uh, I thought of basically going ahead and pulling cards for each and every zodiac sign and trying to understand as to how exactly the impact will be, and that's why I'm here. And in the due course of time, we'll actually be talking about each and every zodiac sign. In a nutshell, if I actually have to talk about, then yes, movement of any of the planets from one position to other does make an impact, and it does form new combinations and new predictions for each and every one. And with this movement, yes, there is one aspect, there is one movement, or there is one combination that is actually playing a very vital role, and that is a combination of Dharmadipati Jupiter and Karmadipati Saturn. They definitely will have a beautiful combination. The reason I say beautiful is because each and everything that happens for good, and that's how it is. So, in due course of time, maybe in the next 15 20 minutes or whatever we'll be interacting, I'll definitely be going ahead and pulling three cards each for different zodiac signs. One card will be from the tarot card deck, and two cards will be from Healing with the Angel cards and Angel Therapy cards. So the first one that I go ahead and pull is for Zodiac and Aries, and that's how it is. Um, Overall, if I actually go ahead and look at the combinations in terms of zodiac sign Aries, then yes, it's this particular movement is definitely going to play a very vital role in terms of your attachment towards your siblings, um, in your efforts, um, work related to government aspects. So that is something which is definitely going to make an impact. It will have a beautiful um scenario that will be being made. It definitely will be a bumpy ride, as I actually feel looking at the combinations. It definitely is going to be a bumpy ride. Yes, you will also have scenarios of long distance travel as well. Looking at the cards, I basically have 10 of cups, then abundance, and finally the law of attraction. The three cards, if I actually go ahead and try to understand, it basically talks about an emotional attachment in the next 2.5 years. If yes, in the next two and a half years, it will basically be an emotional moment. Rightly so as well, because the combination basically talks about your association in terms of your siblings, in terms of your family, and then at the same time, yes, long distance travel is basically uh, indicated as well. It also talks about abundance, which basically means that if you put your efforts towards something, it definitely will materialize, and long distance travel would also work well. There could well be scenarios, there could well be situations where you might feel that you are more sensitive, you are getting more sensitive, things are not working out well for you. Do remember that law of attraction is something that works a lot. Be calm, be composed, think positive. It will definitely work out your way. Yes, in situations it might think that things are not moving forward for you, but then do remember Saturn is a planet that basically talks about consistency, it talks about discipline, it talks about all your efforts that you put, and whatever you put, you get out of it. So do remember this and keep working hard. You definitely will achieve. Moving on, let's go ahead and pull a card for Taurus. And the first one I pulled from Tarot decks from Angel Therapy cards, and finally the Healing with the Angel cards. Looking at the cards, I basically have Knight of Pentacles, Playfulness, and Base Chakra card. In general, if I actually go ahead and look at the combinations when I talk about Taurus, with regards to Saturn changing its position, this basically is more concerned about your family. This is something which will more be talking about your food habits, your family, aspects that could basically uh, talk about your children aspect as well, your creativity, your mental inclination could well be towards occult sciences as well, or spirituality as people call about. You could well be inclined towards those aspects as well. It could also talk about major transformations. Do take care of situations when you are driving, when you are traveling. It does uh, link towards something, or for a situation that could be little untoward, which requires little more attention to be paid. So do take care of that. At the same time, this also talks about karmas. It also talks about profession. It also talks about your government and administration. So do remember that you basically need to think in the positive way. You basically need to work towards a positive way, but then at the same time, do ensure that you are always wearing a a hat of full of thoughts, wherein you can put forward your thought process and then start working towards it. The Knight of Pentacles also talks about, I mean, I'm basically going ahead with the cards now. So, Knight of Pentacles basically talks about a good financial opportunity as well, but then, yes, with some effort. It also says, and again, the black color again talks about Shani, so it also talks about putting forward a whole lot of effort that you will have to basically go ahead and do. Playfulness from the Healing with the Angel cards basically talks about you need to understand your inner abilities. Try to understand each and every scenario that you have been part of. You have the courage, you have the ability, it's just that you need to realize. It also gives me a feeling that you might well be concerned in the next 2.5 years. You could well be concerned about your security aspect. You could well be concerned about your stability aspect. So, a stability and security that could well get disturbed a little bit, but then, yes, if you keep working towards the best of it, you definitely will have all the aspirations being met in due course of time. So you will have a good home, you will have a good career, you will have decent finances as you move forward. But then, yes, do ensure that you are working towards a better approach in terms of aspects, and you are being little careful. Hold your emotions, control your emotions, work full-fledgedly, and you will achieve whatever you wish to. The next, I will be pulling the cards for Gemini, and in general, if I actually talk about Gemini, then I basically see, looking at the current aspect, that the trichones, I mean, three of the trichones basically are getting impacted, and it definitely is going to play a very vital role. So it also talks about self, thought processes, strengths and weaknesses, which could actually come at a higher level, could actually come at a surface. Um, this particular aspect of 2.5 years could also play a very vital role in terms of mental peace, in terms of domestic comforts, or maybe your mother, vehicles, relatives. These are certain things that will definitely get impacted. Partnership is something which holds very much important here. So if you are getting into a partnership, be little careful, think through, and then work towards it. Pay extra attention towards your marital life. It does require an understanding over there as well. Fortune, prosperity. Yes, these are certain scenarios that you again need to take care. Once again, there are situations of long distance travel. It's just that you need to have patience and think through. Looking at the cards, I basically see that this could well be a situation wherein you might try to take advantage of scenario, which in today's time not bad, but then at the same time do remember that there are others who are holding onto something as well. So think through, give a deep thought as to what exactly you want to achieve in life, and then move forward and think about it. Focus on your strengths and weaknesses. Try to understand what exactly you want, and then you definitely will achieve. Little bit of extra effort is what it talks about in terms of 2.5 years. from now. And then at the same time, it also says that if you have been blaming situations, if you have been holding on to something from the past, do go ahead, surrender and release. It basically talks about that if you go ahead and empty the vessel, then only you can hold something new in it. So forget whatever has happened in the past, forgive the past, forgive the people who are associated with whatever has happened in the past, surrender each and every emotion and start fresh. You will be doing whatever best you can do. The next 2.5 years also talk about self improvement. So, if you have been looking forward to attend certain workshops, to attend certain training sessions, or seminars, do go ahead, plan for it, it will materialize well for you. Next, we have Cancer, and the card for Cancer comes here. But in general, if I actually go ahead and talk about Cancer, it basically talks about health, it basically talks about communication. Siblings again is something that comes and plays a very vital role. It also talks about your travel, wealth, spiritual liberation. That is something it basically talks about. So maybe 2.5 years could well talk about little bit of extra expenses towards your health, little bit of extra expenses towards coming out of illness, maybe self or some family member. Be little careful in terms of court cases. If there is something that you have been working a lot in for quite some time in terms of legalities, do try to control that and do try to hold it a lot. If you have been thinking for quite some time to go ahead and write, yes, do write. It definitely works well. The cards basically, when I open the cards basically mean that you will have to go ahead and put all your efforts whatever you can, and at the same time you will also have to go with your intuitive power. It basically talks about eight of swords, and eight of swords, eight again is a number of Saturn, and swords basically is a thought process card. Looking at the card, if you actually see, there's a lady who has been blindfolded, and she is actually moving ahead only based on intuition. So it also means that in the next 2.5 years, try to focus on your intuition, try to work well with intuition aspect, and whatever decisions that you are taking, do give a deep thought and then take a decision. You do have blessings from the Almighty that is coming your way, because you are a person who who is pretty much okay to go ahead and deal with whatever you want to. It's just that you need to try and understand as to how things are moving. Do try to focus a lot on your crown chakra, because at times you feel blocked, you don't feel connected to the Almighty. So do focus on your crown chakra, and it also means that in the next 2.5 years you will definitely have a spiritual growth as well. I'm sure this is going to be a good year in terms of a spiritual aspect. Uh, Next, I go ahead and pull is for Leo, and the cards for Leo come here. But then in general, if I actually talk about Leo, it will again be more related to family, it will be related to children, creativity, life partner, partnership, income, social image, friends. These are something which will definitely be impacted in terms of the movement. If I actually go ahead and look for cards, you will be looking out for new opportunities in terms of professional growth. Could well be in the same organization or a new one, primarily in the same organization. It also has a Shani card, I mean number related to Saturn. Basically, so it again talks about hard work. Things could get delayed in terms of your career aspects. It also says that you need to keep a continuous focus. I mean, focus is the card that I've got. So it also talks about you need to put focus in terms of whatever you're doing, and then only you will be achieving. So do not think that you can sleep overnight and then get things done. Instead, you will have to put a whole lot of hard work, and then you'll be achieving whatever you want to. But then uh, do emphasize, I mean, do look forward to the point that I mentioned, that you will achieve whatever you want to. It's just that things might get delayed but not denied. It also says that you might have a good connection in the next 2.5 years with any animal. Um, it could be a horse, it could be a dog. You could well be looking out for situations wherein you can spend time with animals. So when I say animals, it also means nature. You could spend time with nature, maybe go on a vacation that you've been looking forward for quite some time, and yeah, that's how it will be. Be a little careful in terms of in terms of your relationship with your spouse. So basically, pay little extra effort or a little extra attention in terms of your um, marital relations. Otherwise, things look positive. The next I have is Virgo, and the card for Virgo comes here. But then, in general, if I actually talk about Virgo, then this basically will be talking about yourself. Uh, it will again be talking about your mother, real estate, land, property, etc. And then it will also be talking about the reputation. So maybe something related to reputation, health is something that will work well. If you have been thinking to have your own house for quite some time, this probably would be the best time to move forward with. Opening the cards, I have Ace of Swords, Celebration, and Mediumship card. It talks about victory. So if you have been looking forward to achieve something for quite some time, these 2.5 years would definitely go ahead and help you out in that. So victory is something which is on the cards, and then at the same time, do control your thoughts. If you control your thoughts, then only you move forward. It's a celebration time basically with regards to card. So rejoice, spend time thinking about you, improving you as to what exactly you want to do, and it will all be good. So probably the next 2.5 years is all about you. It also tells that you might have a loss in family. You might have a loss in family. Be a little careful about it. Pay a little extra effort about, little extra attention about health of each and everyone in the family. It will be required. Rest is fine. Moving ahead, I have Libra, which is coming, and the cards that I pull for Libra go as follows. But then, in general, if I actually talk about Libra, then 2.5 years seem to be years of communication. Yes, years of communication, years of writing. Somehow I actually see that it's more of a creative thing that is coming up a lot. So creativity aspect is something which is definitely going to work in terms of your aspect as well. And yes, higher education, if you are looking to achieve higher education for quite some time, this is actually going to help you a lot. You will have an improved social image, which is again good for you. Opening the cards, yes, it's the Moon card, the Dreams card, and Archangel Raphael card. The Moon card basically talks about emotional aspect, bringing in creativity, emotional aspect, and then at the same time keeping your eyes and ears open, and then achieving what exactly you want to achieve. You will be surrounded with your near and dear ones. You will be getting the support of each and everyone, and then at the same time you will also be too intuitive, if I actually talk about. So yes, too intuitive, too creative, and what better way to go ahead and put forward all your thoughts and maybe achieve all your dreams. It right now talks about dreams as well, so you could spend time thinking and then improvising on it and then trying to go ahead and achieve it. It also says that you will have the company of Archangel Raphael, who actually is the healing angel. So you might have situations where you will have to focus little extra attention in terms of health of your family member or you, but then do remember and have faith you will come out victorious of the situation. Moving ahead, I'll be pulling cards for Scorpio, and the cards are here. But then in general, if I talk about it again, is a combination of family, a combination of your relation with your mother or mother like figure, and then at the same time, yes, spirituality, uh, unearned wealth, or maybe sudden wealth gain is something that is again indicative. And then yes, overall gain quite well be gain from your siblings as well, maybe someone elder, could be elder brother, elder sister, who could help you out in the situation. It's a courage card that comes, so it's basically a strength card that I have for you Scorpions, and this is a time that if you actually go ahead and pay uh, a lot of focus and put forward all your efforts, you could actually be in a situation where you can actually tame a lion as well. That means you have all the capability in the world. It's just that you have to realize, put forward the best step at the right time, and it will start working for you. The next 2.5 years are actually divine timing for you. Whatever you want to achieve, you will achieve. It's just that you will have to keep a consistent effort towards anything. As I said sometime back, or maybe at the beginning of the discussion that we were about to start, that Saturn is a planet that basically talks about consistency. Put consistent effort, it will give you results. Do not be impatient, just hold your nerves and it will work well. One learning or one indication that I have from the angels are that you should be willing to forgive. If there is someone who has done any mistake to hurt you, or if there is someone who might well do a mistake to hurt you, be willing to forgive, because if you forgive, then only you can move forward. And forgiveness is the biggest thing that you can actually go ahead and give anyone. Forgive and move forward. Rest is fine. Moving ahead, I have Sagittarius. Wow, beautiful. The reason I say beautiful, because that's where Saturn is going. So Sagittarius, the cards I'll be pulling are as follows. But then in general, if I talk about, then yes, Sagittarius will basically have a time wherein they'll be required to think about the partnership aspect. They'll be required to focus more on the karma. That means keep putting your effort. And then at the same time, a time or a duration that will talk about extra responsibilities. So when I say extra responsibilities, could well be a situation that you elevate in your career, you get more responsibilities. Could well be a situation that you might start focusing on a different line as well, and you could get you could pay extra attention as well. Could well be expansion in the family, which would mean extra responsibilities. And then at the same time, you could well spend time introspecting and thinking about what exactly you want to do in life. That is how it could make a lot of make a lot of difference. You might have short distance travel as well, maybe a distance, a travel for a week or 10 days, or maybe 2.5 months. That could also happen, and be prepared about it. Opening the cards, yes, I have Knight of Wands, Harmony, and Twin Flame. Knight of Wands basically talks about opportunities that will come your way, career aspects. So you might well go ahead and look forward for a change in your career, or maybe, as I said, extra responsibilities. Could well be a promotion that could help you a lot, and could well be something that has been waiting for long and you haven't been achieving it, but then this is the time you will definitely achieve. Harmony mainly talks about the peace of mind, so you will enjoy the creative aspect as well, especially music or something, and you will have peace of mind. Twin Flame mainly talks about or typically focuses on a relationship that you might develop in the next 2.5 years, which will not be your soulmate, but then will be someone who will come, show as to what exactly you are lacking in you, wherein you would want to become like the person, and it will definitely help you to improve in the long run. Do keep your eyes and ears open, it will work very well for you. Remember, twin flames come in each and everyone's life just to make you aware that this is what you are missing in your life, and that is what it will be. Moving ahead, I'll be pulling out cards for Capricorn, and here I go. But then in general, if I talk about Capricorn, then yes, 2.5 years will mainly be focused on foreign journey. If you are looking to go and settle abroad, yes, this could well be the time. So foreign journey is something that could come. It also talks about expenses. So sudden expenses is something that could happen, could well be because of illness, or you might start spending a lot. You might become extravagant. So you need to be careful on that as well. It also talks about acquisitions or resources. Could well be if you have been looking to buy something for quite some time, you might go ahead and buy. And yeah, that's how it could be. It also talks about little bit of difficult situation, a little lull phase wherein you might feel that you are down and out, things are not moving your way. Could well be. So do not lose hope. Be controlled, and it will definitely help. It also talks about a very unique aspect wherein your and your father's relation. It could, yes, it talks about that as well, and that's how it is. Going ahead and opening the card, it basically talks about King of Cups, body care and emotional sensitivity. Yes, as I said, it basically is, or it basically will be a time wherein you will have to do a balancing act. So King of Cups, you might well have opportunity to go abroad as well. As I said, if you are looking to go abroad, yes, this could well be a time. This could also well mean a situation wherein you might go in a situation where which will be little tough. I mean, if you look at the card, you can actually see that the king is sitting on a dais which is floating on water. So it shows overseas, and then at the same time it also talks about a balancing act wherein you could well be required to pay little extra effort and then do a balancing act over there. Pay extra care about your health, that means body care, and control your emotions. It will help you. Moving ahead, I'll be pulling cards for Aquarius, and the cards are as follows. But then if I actually look in general, it talks about time wherein you will spend introspecting about situations, wherein you will be thinking about your social image. You could have certain desires which you want to achieve. That is something which is very much coming in certain aspects. This 2.5 years could well get you in a situation wherein you might have to take loan as well. But then do not be disheartened. Loan is something, if you look at it in a positive aspect, could well be a situation wherein you go for a house and you take a home loan, being positive. Opening the card, I have a jumping card here for Capricorns. So looking at the cards, I basically have 2 of swords and 9 of swords. Then in terms of angel cards, I have support and parents. 2 of swords and 9 of swords basically talks about your intuitive ability and thought process. Do focus, go ahead and think through if you are taking any decision in the next 2.5 years. Even if even beyond that, because I personally feel we should all give a deep thought about each and every decision that we are taking, because the present impacts the future. So give a deep thought about each and every situation that you are doing. Do not be disheartened. You might feel down and out in certain situations. I mean, looking at the card, you might feel down and out, but then if you look at the card in a more detail, the person is actually having a blanket with flowers. That means hope is there. You will come out victorious even if you are down and out in a situation. So do not worry about it. Paying little extra effort in terms of the card, I can also see that yes, there is energy at the base. So could well be a situation wherein you might be little aggressive in terms of energy aspect, and you will have to use that to come up and start moving forward. You have support from the society, you have support from your friends, family members, and the divine guidance as well is coming your way. The beautiful card is the parents card, which again talks about that you have divine truth in terms of your parents, and they will help you in each and every aspect. As I said some time back, you will have definitely be getting support from your father. That could help you a lot. Moving ahead, I'll be pulling a card for Aquarius, and the card for Aquarius is, but in general, if I actually go ahead and talk about Aquarius, again, a time that talks about adjustments, a time that talks about self, and times that basically talks about creativity, education, higher education, speculation, and then at the same time uh, being little careful in terms of any relationships that you are getting into. Uh, Pay little extra effort, pay little extra attention, because any illicit relation can actually bring defamation as well. So think through and then go ahead. Opening the cards, I have Queen of Pentacles, I have Answered Prayers, and Shield Yourself. It's a beautiful combination of cards with regards to what I was actually talking about some time back. Queen of Pentacles is talking about increased wealth, and then at the same time it also talks about introspection. It says that you need to introspect and then move forward. You will be financially okay, you financially will be sound, your prayers will be answered if you have asked for. Remember that you get only when you ask for it. So if you want something, go ahead and ask for it and you will get. Be protective, I mean protect yourself from any of the negative energies. So as I said earlier, that if you are getting into relationship, do understand and try to protect yourself in each and every aspect. It is definitely going to help you a lot in the long run. Moving ahead, I'll probably have the last zodiac sign, that is Pisces. The card for Pisces goes as follows, but then if I in general talk about Pisces, I think the next 2.5 years will basically be more close to 2.5 years or 3 years basically will more be inclined towards your mental peace. It will also be inclined towards property, vehicles, relatives, uh, spouse, relationship, your profession, increased responsibility, and then at the same time it will also be about foreign residence. So these are certain aspects that will definitely be covered in this phase of Saturn. And opening the cards, yes, it's a happy card, and the cards that I have are Four of Wands, the self acceptance from the angel cards, and focus on service. So four of Wands talks about increased opportunities, and then at the same time it also talks about any foreign travel that you might well be looking forward for quite some time. As I said, if you're looking to go ahead and stay abroad, this could well be a time. You might well get opportunities to go ahead and settle abroad, which you can actually utilize. You might well have situations wherein you will go ahead for your own home. If you are looking to buy a house, if you are looking to construct a house, you will definitely have opportunities to move forward. Luxury, if that is something which is running in your mind, maybe a luxurious car or a luxurious vacation, it could definitely be on the cards. Remember, um, never be disheartened. Accept yourself as you are. Never be demotivated. Never think that wish I could be someone else in the universe. You are unique. Learn to accept yourself. Self acceptance is something that works a lot and does magic. You are unique and you will be unique. Uh, put your entire intention, I mean, if at all you feel down and out, put your intention towards service. Focus on charity, that could help you a lot. And at the same time, it could probably help you in dealing with situations. If you're getting stuck in terms of administrative situations, then go ahead and do service. It will definitely help you. Remember, um, Saturn overall, as I said earlier, talks about consistency, talks about discipline, talks about effort, hard work, and that is how it will ask for. No wonder it's called Karmadhipati. So, whatever karma you do, whatever karma you do, it comes back to you. Uh, that's it for today. A Mool mantra for the next 2.5 to 3 years is keep putting forward your best effort, and always remember that success can be delayed but not denied. Have a great time, and if there is anything you would like to know, feel free to connect with me. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful time ahead. God bless.